morning everybody and welcome back to another episode of the LEGO Legend of Zelda Custom Set Showcase Wave 3, where today we're taking a look at another custom set, this week being Z0044, slightly on the smaller side with 174 pieces. This is the Castle Troops Battle Pack based off Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild and every game of the castle really. So, taking a look at this one today, this is the Castle Troops Battle Pack for ages 8 and up with 174 pieces, retailing for 15 Great British pounds, containing 4 minifigures, of which of course this is a battle pack and an army builder. So we've gone down a more traditional route and we've done a lot of monster battle packs on the channel, so I'd recommend checking those out. So it's time we build up our force to defend Hyrule. Obviously, fans of the channel will know that we have been doing custom Hyrule castle sets for a long time, so this is a great space filler and army builder along your long walls by this point. But let's quickly read the set's description and then we'll get straight into it. Build the defense force of Hyrule with the all-new Castle Troop Battle Pack from the LEGO Legend of Zelda line. Containing 2 Hyrule Castle soldiers and 2 royal guards, this set provides the perfect expansion for your monster fighting force. Also included is Hyrule Castle scenery such as pagodas, statues and hedges for the unsuspecting hero to crouch behind. And that is of course referring to Ocarina of Time's castle sneaking sequence, which this set is largely based off. And let's take a closer look. So inside our box we have an instruction manual and 2 numbered bags. And inside that instruction manual we will see that bag 1 gives us our royal soldiers, as well as the hedges and a barrel, and bag 2 builds us our pagoda and our statue, as well as the 2 royal guards. Now I suppose thinking about it, this set almost has 5 minifigures if you count that statue, but I really don't. So here is the model, all built up, and we'll take a look at these models one by one. So first up we're going to focus on the statue, and you can see the reference imagery on screen now from Ocarina of Time, and this has been highly simplified. So we have a little pedestal which has a little bit of an indent. You have a print for a Triforce on a 1x3 brick, which I think is a really nice print to have. The top of the pedestal is tiled off and goes into this statue of a lady using some grey hair, some Nexo Stone Warrior armor, as well as 2 wings, as well as she's holding a micro figure sort of representing that like other people in the statue, and this is sort of a rough interpretation, but I like it. I think it came out well. Here is that from another angle. You can see that that micro figure is in dark bluish grey, as well as a better look at that print. Next thing we're going to take a look at is this pagoda, which is based off Breath of the Wild, where the champions have a little rest after the ceremony. Of course, these are all destroyed in Breath of the Wild, so I guess this is also based off Age of Calamity. And it's a really simple build, but using some nice pieces for you the piece collectors out there. So inside the pagoda there's a little tiled floor. We are using the 1x6 pillar pieces commonly used in the Chinese New Year sets to represent the pillars, and actually interestingly this is built on a Mario 6x6 plate, which I think is an interesting touch. The top ends in a spire with a dark bluish grey roof using a cone piece, which is supposed to evoke the same feeling as the Hyrule Castle roofs from earlier in Wave 2 and 3, which sort of course ties all the builds together. Here's a closer look at that floor with you, for you. A lot of space to stand, but obviously the reduced studs on the Mario platform makes stuff like this difficult. You get one of those in the sets, but something you get 2 of is this part based off Ocarina of Time. Of course, we had to have some hedges for Child Link to hide behind, and as I mentioned, you get 2, and this is where most of the pieces in the build go. They're a very interesting build. They're built around like a 1x6 or 1x8 wall segment that has 1x1 bar with round stud attachment holes on it, which then attach 2 leaves on each, which sort of build up this topiary hedge look, which I actually kind of like. I think the ends maybe need some work, but overall I'm pretty happy with this design. One last thing, of course, you get in this model is this barrel build, and inside this barrel, as with all of our Wave 3 sets, we have our rupees. Now, if you didn't know, just like the superhero attachment pieces from superhero sets, in our Wave 3 sets, I've also designed a brand new mold for rupees, which come in a very similar bag in a lot of the Wave 3 sets. You get 3 green rupees, 3 blue rupees, and 2 red rupees, which are then stored in that barrel, as previously mentioned, which is a really nice addition to start building up your currency across the set. Moving into the figures, of course, all of these figures actually come from Wave 2 and Wave 1. This is just a nice army builder way to get them, and I think this set does have some unique stuff to offer, especially these 2 minifigures. The fact that you're getting 2 Royal Guards is a real standout figure here, of course based off the Breath of the Wild Royal set, and then the Royal Guards that actually appear in the cutscenes. We have the beret recolored in dark blue with some printing, some dual molded arms, which is really nice to see in a battle pack, some dual molded legs with some lovely printing, and then a great looking torso. Not to mention we're using a generic face print that between the two figures would be different, one with a moustache and one without. Moving on to our Wave 1 figure, who probably needs an update by now. He's looking a bit rough. We have 2 castle soldiers included in this set. And of course, they're the common fodder of the Hyrule castle sets. And this one here is using a recolor of the Rohirrim helmet from Lord of the Rings in dark bluish grey with a red pommel. And he's sort of based off the Ocarina of Time, but his printing is inspired by the Breath of the Wild and Age of Calamity soldier set, who has some really lovely arm printing, some lovely leg printing, and a lovely torso printing. And of course, he carries a spear. And that is the final set, Castle Town or Castle Troop Battle Pack. Now, we've had these minifigures appear in sets across the waves, so by now, if you were buying them in real life, you'd have a couple. But of course, a big Hyrule Castle is going to need lots of troops, and I, for one, would really appreciate being able to have this set to sort of build up my troops, and I think that's where it's important. It's taking rare minifigures, just like how Star Wars does with the Sith Troopers and Dark Troopers, and puts them into nice little battle packs, and I think that is where this set excels. So while the builds are not necessarily exciting, I still find them more exciting than a Star Wars speeder build or something like that, and I think this is really good value for the smaller price tag. But that's all I've really got to say on this one, so you're going to have to let me know what you guys think down below. But of course, before we finish, I thought I should combine a couple of the sets and try and make an Ocarina of Time inspired layout for Child Link from Goma's Nest to sneak through. So here are 3 of the sets combined, and you can see that topiary hedges work really well to combine to make longer garden patterns, and you can imagine these in the bigger Hyrule Castle sets filling out the spaces. I think the only bad thing is the statues look a bit repetitive, but apart from that, I think this works really, really nicely. As for next week, I think we're probably over halfway through by now, but it's a really good one for me, and I'm really, really proud of this one. This one might be a favourite of the wave, and I've said that with almost every set this wave, but this is definitely a favourite play set for this wave, so I cannot wait to show it to you guys. Some of you have already guessed it, others of you have got confused. It's not Kakariko and it's not Ordon, I can tell you that much, but with 846 pieces, we've all been waiting for it. This is the inclusion of the Suga minifigure. So, leave your guesses down below. Let me know what you thought of this battle pack and how you might improve it as well, and consider subscribing if you enjoy this style of content, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.